Hey, happy March. It's Kim from Not Consumed, and today, as you can see below, we are talking about convention sessions, but I don't want you to think that's the only thing we're talking about. We're also going to talk about a little chemo update. I can't wait to share this with you, and we're talking about the sessions as well as some of the cool new things that we have coming out both at convention and eventually live on the site. If you are joining me and I just want to let you know that I made another video a few minutes ago, another Facebook Live. If you happen to see that one and the sound was really bad, there was some kind of echo. So we're starting over. But if you didn't know about that, then hey, no worries, right? Okay, first things first. Okay, so today is a really awesome day in our life and an exciting thing in our family. If you don't know this about me or my family, my son Luke has been for the last 484 days through 41 cycles of chemo. And we are celebrating today the finale. All these beads represent all the different things he went through, every hospital stay, every specialist, and just every little thing he spent, every prayer we've prayed. The crosses are for every prayer that we prayed before every visit. These are all of our chemo visits and our hospital visits, and all the black ones are pokes. Those are all the times that he had an IV or had to give blood or whatever. And the celebration today is that he got his Purple Heart. And the Purple Heart is for being finished with his round of chemo. This is, I mentioned it was 41 infusions of chemo. And now we are finished. That doesn't necessarily mean he's cancer-free. For those of you who are following our journey, we will have a follow-up MRI just to see how the tumor responded to that. However, it does mean that we are done with this part of the journey, and we're excited to see what God does next. If you've never been through anything like that, it is such a sweet, sweet blessing to see how God meets our needs. And we are so thankful for you all, for your prayers and your support through all of that. I can't imagine how we would have done it without you. So thank you. All right. So that's our first topic for today. The second thing I want to talk to you about is my two favorite seasons. Now, these are going to really surprise you because they're not very normal. My first favorite season is flip-flop season. Yes, that's a season. At least it is in my house. And I love flip-flop season. That's any time that I can get away with wearing flip-flops without someone gawking at me and thinking I'm crazy. Since I live in South Carolina, I can get away without a lot of the year. So it's the better part of the year. Yes, I'm a Florida girl. I'm seriously. Okay, let's get on track. The second most important season, or my second favorite season of the year, is convention season. And I brought along today should have worn it, but I didn't, my handy Teach Them Diligently t-shirt. Now, raise your hand if you've ever been to Teach Them Diligently. Just drop it right in the comments. I would love to know. Teach Them Diligently is one of my favorite homeschool conventions. And this year it happens to be the only one I'm speaking at. But that doesn't mean I'm not speaking very often, because Teach Them Diligently has 6 opportunities for you this year to come to their convention. Real quick, I'll tell you about that. 1 week from today, can you believe it? 1 week from today, we will be in Nashville. That's the very first one. Then 2 weeks after that is Arkansas, Rogers, Arkansas. So join us. Please join us if you're anywhere close. Atlanta, and then Birmingham, Alabama, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and finally Columbus, Ohio. So if you are a homeschooler, I strongly, cannot strongly enough encourage you to make sure you get to a convention. If not TTD, some convention. You would not put your kids in school and expect that their teachers never learned anything and never grew and never got refreshed. Don't do that to yourself either. It's a great experience to learn more, to refresh, to get encouraged by like-minded people. Just go. promise. It's so worth it. And yes, I know it costs money. It costs us money too. And I've done it many, many times as a homeschooling mom. So I know the sacrifices, but I promise you it's worth it. Okay, so that's that. What I want to tell you today is about the sessions the session reveal, I like to call it. I have 5 sessions this year that I'm doing, and I'm going to just give you a really quick synopsis of what those are, because I'm super excited. And if you are coming to one of them, by the way, if you're coming to one of them, will you drop that in the comments? I'd love to know where I'm going to meet you. I can't promise I'll remember because I have no memory. I always joke and say that every kid, like when I had a child, that I lost half of my mind, and I have 4, so I'm in the negative. So anyway, my memory is not there, but I do want to know if I'm going to see you. So please comment and let me know if I will be seeing you at one of the Teach Them Diligently conventions this year. Or if you have another convention you're going to, give us a shout out and let us know what those are. Okay, so the sessions this year. Session number 1 is called, by the way, this is my handy dandy little printout with all of the Teach Them Diligently sessions on it. It is filled with all kinds of cool sessions and all kinds of awesome speakers that you need to go hear. So don't just come to hear me. I definitely don't want you to do that. But I am going to tell you only about my sessions because those are the ones I know about. Number 1 is documenting your homeschool without pulling out your hair. This session hopefully it will be kind of humorous too for you, but the whole point of it is to help you walk through the documentation process, the testing, everything that you need to do to document your child's learning. We're going to debunk the myth that all testing is bad or that all testing is scary or frightful. We're going to walk through some ways to make it not like that, but then also look at some really strong alternatives, because there's a lot of ways that you can assess your kids. So, and digging deep into the portfolio in that session too. So it's really good to learn that stuff and be really helpful. And that's a new session this year. The next session is also a new session. It is Conquering Sibling Rivalry. That'll be Friday morning. The other session I just mentioned will be Thursday afternoon or evening each time that we're there. Conquering Sibling Rivalry is probably the most commonly asked question we get here on the blog. Everybody has kids that fight. You're not the only one. Trust me. And they all want solutions and help and resources, and I don't have all the answers. My kids still fight, so if you think that I'm going to come there and tell you all the things that will keep your kids from ever fighting, I'm not. However, just because there's, when 2 people are together, there's always the potential for friction, whether it's a married couple, husband and wife. Wait, that's the same thing. Whether it's a married couple or it's your children, siblings, whether it's adult siblings, whether it's people in the workplace, it doesn't matter. There's always that potential for friction. However, we can learn strategies to help us deal with it. We can learn strategies to love each other the way Christ wants us to love them, and that's what this session is about. So, perfect families, don't come. You probably don't need this. The rest of us are going to learn a lot. Next session is, this will also be Friday, and it's called Organize and Manage Your Homeschool So You're Not Consumed. So basically, we're going to talk about organization as a whole global concept, not just the nitty gritty of how do you actually put the pencils, so that you can find them all the time, but also, what does a good homeschool room look like? But then also, how do I get dinner on the table and still homeschool? So those are huge, important things that we want to tackle together. And so I would encourage you to come to that session. It is a combination of 2 sessions that I've done previously. So if you've been to some of my sessions and you think, oh, that sounds kind of familiar, go to another one. How to teach your child to learn independently will be on Friday as well, Friday afternoon. This is a very popular session if you've never been to it, whether your kids are really little or whether they're in the 10th grade. I can help you find some strategies for helping them to take ownership of their learning so that you're not constantly feeding them everything all day long. This doesn't mean that I'm going to have you just send them off into another room and never talk to you again, because not only would that be ineffective, but it's not going to happen. So, the last session is called how to help your kids live not consumed in today's culture. This one is all about getting to the heart of your child, helping them to learn and grow with authentic faith in the Lord. This is, like, to me, just such a crucial thing today, and I want to encourage you and walk alongside you as you do that. So I hope that you'll come to that session too. So those are the 5 sessions. And again, if you're going to any of the events, please stop by. If you don't make it to a session, stop by the booth and say hi, because I'd love to meet you. And now I want to tell you a little bit. We're going to, super fast talk about the new products. They're going to blow your mind. So we do have a new color in the sibling t-shirt. It's called Rust. So that's going to be available on site. And just so you know, the things that I'm telling you are going to be available on site only are, will eventually be available online. We're just rolling them out at convention this year. So that's kind of exciting for those of you who attend a convention. All right, next. We are rolling out what I'm calling Bible study kits, and you're familiar with our Bible studies. This is the last one that you knew of, called Fruit of the Tongue. And basically what we're doing is we're helping you to get some extension activities to go with this. Something to take the Bible knowledge that's in here and make it just an integral part of your home, a constant reminder. So there are 2 things that are included in the kit. There's a junior kit and a youth kit. So let's talk about junior first. The junior kits will have a Patch the Pirate CD. This particular one has Kilimanjaro, and each one of these Patch the Pirate Majesty Music CDs, they're like musical adventures, like a musical basically, with some story and then some music. Really great, wholesome, clean music that you can trust, and but your kids will love these. And this one is all about taming your mouth, right? Then they also get one of these cool armbands. And the armbands, this particular one says think then speak, because that's one of the things that we're teaching in the Bible study, and then it has James 1:19 on the back. Each one of the studies, all of our studies, will have a kit this year. They'll have a junior kit with a music CD, and then they'll have a youth kit, and the youth kits will include Lamplighter Theater CDs. Really excited about these too. My family has fallen in love with Lamplighter Theater CDs. They're just so encouraging, and you can listen to them. We listen to them over and over again, and they're just great stories to reinforce what we're learning. So that is the goal. The new Bible study kits, again, are only available on site just yet, but I know you'll be excited to get those. Also new this year is the addition of a DVD set of the Organize My Homeschool course. If you have been hesitating with having that and wanted, the most popular request that we have was to have a way to not stream them, because some people don't have great internet, or they just would rather not watch them online. That's what this is, and it will be available on site. You're going to love this. The new Sibling Challenge Journal is a tabbed journal for kids. It is a coloring journal, but also a checklist for them to go through. There's one for every week of the school year for them to check off as they are challenged to grow and appreciate their siblings. So that's really awesome. And I can't wait to show it to you and share more about that with you. We have a brand new Bible study called Keep Thy Heart. Yay. This is about, it says pondering the path to a pure heart. It's about not letting all the garbage in your heart that we often let in there. We talk about 9 enemies of your heart, 9 things that just tear us down: unbelief and fear and just all of that kind of stuff. And then we finish up talking about purity and priorities. Notice all the P's, right? purity in priorities and principles and how to live by those things. So this is I'm really excited about this new study. It is available in junior and youth as usual. And we do have Bible study kits to go with these. So that's really fun. Last but not least, we have Still Singing. Still Singing has been our big project this year, and I'm excited for the first time to show it to everyone. This is the tagline here is hymn stories for every season. And that means every season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter, all in here, as well as patriotism. We've even got a Valentine's Day covered with the hymn, I Stand Amazed. And then we have the seasons of life as well. So we talk about being afraid. We talk about, losing a loved one. We talk about just all the hymn writers have been through things. Some of them are blind. Some of them really needed faith. Some of them had to make a tough decision about whether or not they would participate in a particular thing or if they were going to give their life to the Lord fully. So there's just so many cool stories. I'm so excited about this study. It is designed to be a homeschool curriculum exclusively. Look at that book. It's so thick. It covers, we go through the hymn story each time. We'll pull that out real quick and show you. Each time we have a story. This is such a big book. I can't get through it. There we go. Here's It Is Well With My Soul, one of my favorite stories. If you don't know that one, such a good story. Hymn story, we usually have a picture of the person who wrote it. Sometimes they're hard to find, or we're not allowed to use the picture. But most of these people have been dead for a long time, so we're able to use their pictures. It Is Well. After the story, we have a notebooking page. Then just to take notes and stuff like that. We have 2 pages of Bible study, and the Bible study is based on something we learned through the hymn, whatever that may be. It's different every time. Next, we have music theory. Now, this was, to me, an important part of this. I wanted to be able to teach the kids. This is something that so many homeschool parents can't get to or don't have the skills to get to, is music theory. And what is it? What do you need to learn about? What is the basic music theory? It's good for every kid to know those things. So we cover all of that. In the process of learning things like this one lesson is on dynamics, which is how loud or soft the music is. But in addition to that, they learn how to play the tin whistle. And in the back, we have tin whistle tablatures or songs for every single hymn. Isn't that cool? So thankful we had the music pastor actually at my church helped us develop those. And so that was such a blessing. And then we also have the hymn itself in here, which can be played on piano if you can play piano, or you can just read the lyrics and sing or whatever. So we wanted to include all of those for you. Then we have copywork. Ta-da! This is such a big book to wrestle. And each one also has an extension activity. There's like crossword puzzles and just different things. This one is about thinking about the massive number of things, like what is one thing you have that you can be thankful for, and then what is something you have 2 of that you can be thankful for, or whatever. And then we have extension activities. And so the extension activities, we have some elementary level ones, and then we have middle school, high school level ones. You can just kind of pick and choose what you want to do or not do. It's really up to you, but we've given you as many ideas as we can to kind of go through that. So, and that is the new hymn study. So for those of you who might be wondering if you're familiar with our old hymn studies, they are discontinued, but those hymns have actually been combined into the new hymn study. So now I also want you to know that I will go through, I know that was like a super fast, every product that we're showing that's new. I just wanted you to see the things that were new. I will go through and explain all of them eventually to you, one at a time, so that you can really dig in and see, all the good stuff. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for your prayers for us, for Luke, and for our journey. You have been, as I already mentioned, such a blessing to us, and we are so thankful. And, as we're getting ready just in 1 week, actually we'll be leaving before 1 week, but we'll see you there in 1 week to get to our first convention. I can't help but be so grateful thinking about how last year, we did the whole season through, chemo and hospital visits and just all of that crazy stuff that we did last year. And we never could have made it without you and your prayers and your support. And we thank you for that. And in advance, thank you for this year as we head on the road again, and look forward to seeing you all. I do, again, hope to see you. If you're going to any conventions, please drop that in the comments so I will at least have read your name. And that will help me to recognize it when I see you. And I'm just looking forward to it. You guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll see you soon.